Hello, hello. Continuing our audio testing. And the hard puzzle should give us the most amount of time to make sure that it's working. But so far I haven't heard any of the audio artifacts we were getting on the old microphone, which is great news. Another ring. We just had a ring for the medium. Fascinating. They're on a ring kind of kick today. Oh, but a lot more ambiguity about what we're seeing. First, I want to establish the stagger on the big ring, but I'm not seeing an immediate anchor to go with. No highs, no lows. We have a 3. We have some choices around that. A 3 less than 2 could be a 3-1 or a 3-0. A 3 greater than 3. Even though we still have 3 tiles, that tells us that it can't be here. Because greater than 3 excludes all of the partners of 3 on dominoes that we have available. A 3 can only be paired with a 3, a 1, a 0, all of those not greater than 3. So despite not knowing which domino goes here, we know the position of that domino, which means that we know that this is a double on a single domino, either 1s or 0s. No real preference for that right now. We know that this isn't, say. Greater than 3 with an equals with half a 7. The other half of 7 with part of an 8. The rest of the 8. Greater than 3, less than 6. Greater than... We have a single 6 available. We have a single 5 available. And we know that one of them is going to be in here. Could be both, hypothetically, but 2 4s wouldn't get it done if we need to be higher than 8, if you see what I mean. We've got a fair number of 4s available. This could be the 5 or 6, I suppose. But between one of these, one of them is going to be a 4. We don't really need to save our 0s for anything. I'm holding this here, and it's the only one that really shouldn't be there. So that could be there, technically. Less than 2 means this is either the 3-0 or 3-1. Yep, hard mode does not like letting me place the first domino down, but that's why we enjoy it. 5-1 or 6-4. And it's going to be sticking out the sides of this. If it was here, that would be a 1-4. I see it would have to be, but we have that available. Hypothetically, we could go this way instead, and then there's lots of choices. If it was going to be the 6-4, we would need a 4 paired with something that's 4 or higher, which we do not have. 4 can only be 0, 1, or 2 as a partner. Or 6, I suppose. But that's not necessarily excluding the 6-4 from being part of this. You could top that off with a 4 or indeed a 3, which, could give us our 1s back if we were in the mood. Could give us 0s in that equal if it was 3-0-0-4. There's lots of choices left, so it's going to be hard to reason about excluding other things based on the configurations of putting either the 5-1 or the 6-4 in half sticking out of that greater than 8. We might have to come back to it, but it's going to be a harder start. Can we say that our 4s are used up? Either the 5 or the 6 goes here, the other 5 or 6 could be here, could probably fit in here or here. Can't go in any of the equals. There aren't enough of them, there's only one of each. Could go in the greater than 3 if you wanted to do a 6, 4, 4. Actually, that wouldn't work. Cool, yeah, that's nice to know. So this can't be the 6. Could it be the 5? 5, 1, 1, 3, 6. Yep, yeah, you could get that done. We have 3 pairs that need to be equal, and we have 4 zeros, 4 ones, a single 2, so we know that the 2 is going to be in none of those. 4 threes, 4 fours, single 5, single 6. That would actually be 5 ones. I can count. And I didn't check if those numbers add up to verify my counts, but looking for 2s specifically, that's one that we can exclude. We could get a 2 in here, but only if we dedicate the 5 to it. Otherwise, it's going to be a 4, 3. I want to say more likely the 4, 3, but no guarantees. Exactly 3. Less than 2, greater than 3, not equals, not equals. So yeah, the 2 is more restricted. It can't be anywhere in the bottom row. 2, 5 fits there, 2 fits in here more easily. Assuming we have a tile that sums to 6, we have multiple choices, all 3 that would pair with it. Greater than 2, less than 6 total, that fits a 2. Greater than 8, that does not fit a 2. And equals, not a 2, greater than 3, not a 2. So there's not a ton of choices. But, okay, remind me the counting. Domino, domino, domino. Maybe it's here. Or maybe it's here. Assuming, yeah, we have a 0, 4, or 1, 3 that could finish out the 8. Maybe it's here. Can't be there. And maybe it's here. Or here. Too many choices. Okay. Man. Nice, nice, nice. It might be more expedient to just start drawing things, but I do like to find certainty where it's available. I don't know that we're going to find it available today. This would be 3 different guesses. 0, 0, 1, 3. Up here might be more than 3 different guesses. Greater than 3 and equals. Do we... I doubt that adding up all of the available numbers on the field is going to tell us much, because we have things that are greater than 2, and things that are less than 2, or 6 is going to give it more range, really. So, and the 3 equals. With that much variety over the sum, maybe. It still might be worth checking. Let's see. Let's go with, greater than 8 counts as a 9, less than 6 counts as a 5, and just know that we could go significantly up or down. 8 plus 7, skip the equals, plus 4 for the orange, skip the equals, plus 1 for the green, plus 3 plus 4, skip the equals, thank you. Plus 9, plus 5, plus 3, minus 6, minus 6, minus 4, minus 4, minus 10, minus 0, minus 5, minus 3, minus 6, and minus 2. Tell me, are we going to... -2. Okay, so we have 2 more on the dominoes than if we exactly off by 1 everything that is visible, and that's still not counting the equals. Does this indicate that we want to keep the equals pretty darn low? Either that... Okay, yeah, so like if we needed... If we used up 6, then we'd be 4 short of nailing everything by off by 1. We could make that up by putting 1 in the 6, but that requires a 0, 1. It might be doable. Or 2 in the 6 and 0 in the green. I don't know if that particularly tells us anything, which is pretty much what I thought it wouldn't, but, you know, worth checking. And it draws out the audio testing longer. Let's see. Are we going to run out of places to put the ones? I doubt it. We can just overshoot or undershoot by a lot. Let's go ahead and just start guessing. 3, 1 makes it easier to count. 4, why not do a 1? 1, 5 gives us some 4s to work with. Maybe by learning we will find some useful stuff. Zeros, 4, sure, 4, 0, 0, 3, 4, 2, the only thing left that adds up to 6. Yeah, we would run out of, thank you. 5, less than 6, so a lot greater than 8, less than 6. That doesn't quite work, because we're not greater than 1, or greater than 2. In order to get greater than 2, we need to kind of move some points out of this and into there. Maybe we will have trouble getting rid of the 1s. Interesting if so. Clear that for me. Really didn't learn as much as I'd hoped to there. Let's go ahead and stick a 0 there just for variety. Greater than 3 equals. Let's do a 4, 1, 1, 5. 4003. It'll be funny. Then we do the 3, 1 there. It's the only other choices. If we're doing a 4, 0, that way we get the 6 here. It might be interesting. Now we can do a 1 or a 0. Can't do a 0 with what we have remaining, but that is greater than 2. If we do it that way, can we this thing? Get the 2, 4, 3, 3. Nope, we ran out of equals. Okay. There might be something with 8. Because we need a whole domino and the leftover to match to 8. We had a lot of options to get a 2 into this position. Can we get a 3 into this position at all? Obviously we can't do it with what we've currently got rocking, right? Because we only have the single 4 left for 2. There's no other 2 to complete the equals. If we had this 4, I suppose we could keep the train running slightly longer, but not long enough, because there's no 0 that's gonna be greater than 3, except for the 0, 4. Let's see. This is a 3. 5, 3. That has a expensive, uses up our only 6, but 4s give us a lot of choices over here, none of them greater than 3. And we can't do a 3, 0 down, so I think what we're establishing here is that this can't be a 3 in this position, which is cool to be able to exclude. Is there any other 5 domino that sums to 5? No. So we won't have this available. If this is a 3, that's forced there as well. 3, 0 would require a 7. There are no 7s on dominoes. 3, 1 requires the 6 like we just saw. And 4 can only be paired with a blank or a 2 because the 1 is used up. And also not greater than 3. And the 4, 6 is busy here. The 3, 3 was the only other one. If we have every other domino available, can we still not get it done? We have a 4. Can't be a 6 because there's not 2 6s. Could be a 0 leading to not high enough. Can't be a 2 because there's not 2 2s. So yes, we know that this isn't a 3. Could it yet be a 4? Similar, nope. Can't add to 7 with that version of the 4. Could add to, what would it be paired with? It would, we have choices. It would be paired with something. If this was that, then we know where the 5 is. So we're still just testing possible values for this cell. If that's a 1, the only one that pairs with something high enough is a 1, 4. Let's keep playing along with this. 3, 1, 4, 0. Under these conditions, we know that the 6 is going to be up in that greater than 8 somewhere, because the 5 got used. If it's here, we have a 4, 0 is the only other 4, so it can't be there. It would be here. One of the 4s, the only other 4 has to be there. 0 greater than 3 is not available. Yeah, okay, so this, weirdly, means that this cell can't be a 4 either. Hypothetically, could this cell be a 5? And that would use up our 1, 6, and that means that we couldn't even break 8 over there, so no. Could that cell be a 6? With the 1, 1, I guess, is the forced pair, because we don't have a 0, 2. Any of the threes? 3, 1, 1, 4, or 3, 0, 0, 4, potentially. I'm gonna just pause there and see, like, we know the 5, because the 6 got used, the 5 would have to end up over here. If this is a 1, we would need the 1, 4. So it would be 3, 0, 0, 4, but that still does work. 3, 3, 3, 2, 0, and our double. Okay. We never really did establish all of the possibilities of this being a 2, or even a 1. I don't think there's a 0 available. So that felt more like iterating through than anything, but you know what it did? It gave me 20 minutes of audio to listen through, and if the audio artifact is gone, then I'm declaring it gone forever and always, and that's something. Look, you sat through this. I sat through this too. It was ungainly. If you want something gainly, go watch The Medium. That worked better today. Okay, bye!